Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren
and I'm Maureen.
Yeah, so today we are going to be reacting to a video of a Jamaican who visited Kenya. Yeah, so before we talk about his experience, how about you play you the video, you see for yourself what he had to say about Kenya and how he was treated here in Kenya, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
This message is for President William Ruto of Kenya. Sir, I'm in a little bit of a situation. Okay, some time ago I came to your country and I fell in love with the country. And I blame the lady at immigration because she know that I'm Jamaican. She know I was never been to the continent before. And just as I was about to leave the airport, she shouted out my name and said, "Welcome home." Well, look at me, what, year and a half, 2 years later, trying to get back into Kenya. I have 2 registered Kenyan companies. We have 3 employees working. I'm in Canada. 3 employees working, and I'm looking to come there permanently. The $100,000 requirement for the Class G visa, it's not a matter of not having the money, because the money is in a Canadian bank. I would need to send it over to Kenya, but in fees alone, we're looking at about $13,000 in fees for me, right? Because that's 100,000 US, and I'm Canadian, so it's a lot more money. What we're asking for is a better way for us to come home. I know by all indications I should be heading to West Africa, but my heart belongs to Kenya. I love your country. I love the people of Kenya. I love the way I feel when I'm in Kenya. I was born and raised in Jamaica, and I love Jamaica, world without end. But I must tell you, I have never felt peace and my true self until I was in your country. So I have an emotional connection to Kenya. And I've had a lot of challenges trying to do things the right and proper way to get to Kenya. And I must tell you, the challenges are... Anyways, Mr. President, I want you to know that there are many people who are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade who really want to come home to Kenya. And we're trying to follow the rules that are there, but currently the process leaves us open to a lot of abuse. People are getting scammed out here. So what we're asking is to grant us the right of abode. We can already own property in Kenya because a lot of us do. We already can own businesses in Kenya because a lot of us do. We employ Kenyans. We just are not allowed to work in our own companies in Kenya. And that's what we're looking for. The ability to come and just operate in our own businesses. Like, my company is earning money in Kenya and I'm not in Kenya. And I keep asking people, am I breaking any laws? No one can answer me. And I've written to the different government agencies to make sure I'm not breaking any laws, earning money, even though I'm not in Kenya, right? So I want to do things the right and proper way. And there are many of us, and we might not have $100,000 in our bank accounts, but some of us have a little bit less, maybe 50, maybe 25. Some of us are doctors, lawyers, teachers. We come from a wide spectrum of society, and we're willing to come there and use our expertise and our resources to build Kenya because we want to be in Africa, and Kenya is where we feel at home. So I don't know if you get to ever see this message, but please consider granting the descendants of trafficked Africans. So basically anybody whose parents survived the Middle Passage and is now living in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, the Caribbean, Central and South America. A lot of us want to come home. Not everybody's going to come home, but a lot of us want to. And those of us who want to come home are of a particular mindset. We're Pan-Africans. We want to see Africa be the #1 continent on the planet. We want to see Kenya be #1 country in the world. We have a love for the country, and we just really want to come home. I have examples of the right of abode drafted by one of our members who's actually a lawyer, and I've sent it to you many times. Again, I don't think it gets to you because I know how things are. This is probably an intern opening those emails, so they may or may not have gotten to you. But there's interest here. There's interest to come home. When we come home, most of us at a minimum hire 5 people. Even people who don't do business, even retirees hire people. So please, President Ruto, grant us the right of abode. Allow us to call Kenya our home. And I guarantee you, once you start, other countries are going to follow suit, because they will see the benefit of having the African diaspora all returned to Africa. Thank you. Have a great day.
Wow. So guys, wow, this has really made me emotional. And before we go on, if you can, please, can we just, if you can, just leave a comment typing there hashtag a plea to President William Ruto, because I feel like his message is very clear and quite understandable, you know.
Right.
So he says his first experience ever when he came to Kenya, what made him feel so much at home and so welcomed and so connected to the people of Kenya was an incident at the airport after an immigration officer was finished checking his stuff, and then when he spoke, you know his accent, you'll know he's a Jamaican. You know his accent when he spoke, you'll know he's a Jamaican. And this is what we usually tell you, our Jamaican brothers and sisters, our Caribbean brothers and sisters. When you talk, Africans will be able to know that even if you're black, you're not from Africa. So they will know you are definitely a lost brother or sister outside of Africa, you know.
Right.
So he says when he was beginning to walk away from the immigration office with his luggage, he had his name being called out loud by the same woman who
Someone shouted his name.
And when he looked back, the woman told him "Karibu nyumbani," meaning welcome home. You know, and that warmed his heart so much.
So basically what I can tell you is, if you are wondering what Kenya is like, how you're treated, there's a video we did the other day about this, and I was saying, you know, a lot of you are impressed when I said the words that when a Kenyan realizes from the airport right to your destination where you're going in Kenya, when they hear you speak for the first time and they realize you're a foreigner, a black foreigner from an outside country, even more so Jamaica, but all of you, when they hear your accent and realize you're not from Kenya, they become
very intrigued by who you are. They become welcoming
excited
to you, and they become open to sharing their culture with you. They're excited about showing you different things about their culture, you know. That is who Kenyans we are. And then another thing that our brother has talked about that was a plea to the president was, the president should find a better way to help Africans in diaspora and diasporans, you know, Black Americans, Caribbeans. He should find a way to help them come home easily, you know.
Our brother
put so many stringent measures to, you know.
Our brother has mentioned a lot of issues, and one of them I'd like to talk about. He's talked about owning. Let's highlight the positive first.
Right.
Let's highlight the positive first. He has talked about owning 2 businesses here in Kenya.
And himself, he doesn't work here in Kenya, but he lives in Canada. But his businesses run very smoothly, and he's able to make money even if he's not here in Kenya.
And that is quite nice of him, because through him he has provided employment, you know. And because of this, the government of Kenya used to charge the permit to work in Kenya to foreigners at a fee of, I think, 100,000 Kenyan shillings, right?
I'm not sure about the figures, but
we'll write it there during editing. But right now the government has increased
the work permit from 100,000 shillings to 250,000 Kenyan shillings.
Which is quite expensive, not only for foreigners, you know. Even Kenyans are complaining, because you find that basic services that we used to access at maybe not free to no charge or affordable charge are now 3 times
overpriced.
Right.
Then another thing he says, when he was in Kenya, immense peace. He just found himself at peace when he was in Kenya. He was able to open 2 businesses. He was able to have title deeds, meaning he has property in Kenya. You guys, don't be sitting abroad and just in Kenya we say kungedia. Don't just be sitting abroad like you are sunbathing without knowing what's going on in the world.
Right.
People are owning properties here in Africa, man.
And I'd really pray that his video plus the one we've reacted on goes into a wider audience,
so that maybe if it can reach our president and they do something about it, it will be good. Because as he has said, if it starts with our president, they want to come home, but sometimes the process of it all is not smooth. Like if our president could make sure that process is smooth, they would be really happy about that, because it would start with our president, and other African presidents would follow suit.
Like the other day, there's a brother of ours from he's Jamaican. He was talking to us and he was telling us he was applying for the ETA for Kenya, and he says the process wasn't easy.
Smooth.
It wasn't smooth. So such like things may hinder or deter people from coming, and I pray that this is one of the things that the president will look
out for when they're smoothing the process for foreigners, Black Americans and blacks in general who are looking to settle back into the motherland. And then another thing he addressed, which he said was pretty rampant, and we can agree with him, was the issue of being scammed as a foreigner here in Kenya. It doesn't only happen here in Kenya. So guys, everywhere you go in Africa, if they notice you have an accent, they're going to try and scam you. But as we usually say in our videos, they don't always only try to scam foreigners, they also try to scam affluent Kenyans, you know. So what you do is be very, very careful, and also do your research when you're going to purchase something like a piece of land or something, so that you don't get scammed.
Yeah, you need to do your due diligence before you purchase any kind of piece of land
or any property whatsoever. And also, before you give out your money, know where your money is going.
Yeah, so before we even go on, I'd like to inform you that we have a video coming out soon. We're still working on it about those who are wondering how you can purchase property or land. So
in Kenya, as a foreigner, as a Black American, as a Jamaican, as any black person outside Kenya, how you can own, and you know, you can own homes and land here in Kenya.
Yeah, so let us know what you think about this video. We'd really appreciate, and we'd like to know what you think, your thoughts on this video, you know. And my parting shot, my last words is, I'm really happy that Jamaicans are really considering coming to Kenya,
and those who have come to Kenya so far, they've loved their experiences, and the positives have outweighed the negatives for them. Because as you see, even this brother of ours, he still wants to come to Kenya. He still has love for Kenya.
That's a business here. He'd like to retire in Kenya.
So you guys come back home and invest.
Yeah, right. So we'll see you on our next episode. Hopefully, leave a like for the video. Let us know what you think about this video on the comment section. And as usual, we appreciate you for always tuning in into our episodes. Thank you so much. Bye.